guys and gals, now we're here from Drake Wing Gaming and something on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you. Let's play episode of Changeling Tale, Grace's Path. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go! My grip loosens and I lean back and find myself beginning to enjoy the cruise. It's been years since I sailed last, with my grandfather. Happy memories flood in. Out on his small dinghy, we'd see sea shanties, old mariner rhymes that his own grandfather picked up during shipping voyages all over the world. I love the ones about Nelson's blood and the Spanish ladies. I hum a few lines to myself, recalling grandfather's pipe tobacco, that heavy, choking cloud scented of rust and cherry wood. Sometimes the smoke was as thick as the early morning fog across the waters. We would sing at the top of our lungs, watching the cliff sides appear as the fog lifted. I can still hear his guttural voice tell me to breathe in the Scots air. 'Tis the freshest in the world. Once the sun rose and the cloud cover had vanished, this loch was the most breathtaking sight a child could behold. My eyes scanned the perimeter of the water, taking in the high cliffs, with their strong, cleaved grey edges and bright green moss. There's nothing but brilliant beauty surrounding me. I would fancy sailing like that again, seeing my own landscape, basking in the serenity of my homeland, from new eyes with new purpose, and a new sailing partner. Grace is right. I should give repairing this old wreck a go. You look good relaxed. Enjoying your maiden voyage? Grace's head peeks over the side of the ship, smiling. It's not quite the lap of luxury, but I do enjoy being with my maiden. And you didn't even have to get wet. She flicks a few droplets my way and we laugh, simply drifting together under the sun. I turn my head toward her, letting the daylight warm my other cheek. Thank you for thinking of me. This boat certainly is, special. My foot dangles through one of the holes in the deck, disturbing a spider's web. Of course. Once she's spruced up, you can join me out here whenever you want. We'll go where the currents take us. Skye, the Hebrides, the West Indies. What happened to giving this tiny loch a chance? The reminder of yesterday's pledge makes Grace wince. I will. It's just, the loch feels even tinier now that I'm transformed. A whale? No! Fuck! I cannot say that to her. You say that to a woman, she'll punch the shit out of you. Transformed. There you go. Changed. Grace nods, wide-eyed. It's not just size, it's speed and hunger, too. The loch's walls just feel more confining now. A wee loch for a big lass. Exactly. And what if I keep growing? A very real possibility and one I hesitate to consider. I'm having a hard enough time wrapping my head around her most recent growth spurt. Do you like it, being so big? Well, Marion won't be able to hide the snacks from me on the top of the shelf anymore. I'm not sure you could squeeze into the kitchen in the first place. The words are meant in jest, but Grace grows quiet. I might have been more right than I realized. I'm sorry, that's not what I... It's all right. You're probably not wrong. I'm not offended. It just all happened so fast. At Grace's speed. Ah, yes. Since her changes began, I've only heard Grace focus on prospects of the new life ahead of her. Now that some doors are beginning to shut or rather shrink, I wonder if she has any regrets. And not that we have much control over this whole mess in the first place. Do you miss any of it? The way things were? That house holds few happy memories for me. I don't know what to say, and so we stay silent as sadness washes over her. My family had its share of issues, but it breaks my heart that Grace's home makes her feel so empty. I may have been ignored from time to time on those days when my parents were busy or distracted, but I can never say I was made to feel unloved. Again, I choke up, thinking about what life must have been like for Grace as a child, being made to feel as though their greatest loss was her fault. Unintentional though it may have been, her sisters and father made her feel so unwelcome that she remembers few or no good times past. They're there, I'm sure, but they are buried deep beneath many more instances of self-loathing and distress. Fear that she was unlovable, and at worst unworthy of the life she was given, even if they never meant it. Those mentions of Grace being the problem, words only have to be spoken once to have them seared into our memories forever. Even casual remarks seep in and linger. And every time those scenes replay in our heads, words echo, and our hearts break over and over again. I picture our shared empathy like an invisible thread that ties our souls together. When she aches, I do too. Perhaps I will miss a few things just a little. My bed, my clothes, and my shelves and knickknacks, and Jessie's voice, her jokes, Marion's cooking. You'll miss more than just Marion's cooking, right? Yes, but sisters aren't meant to live together forever. Father, he won't be at war. Living with him would be an impossibility. The sister's father, Owen, most of all I remember his gruffness, coming home to a daughter who sprouted a tail. I don't know exactly how he'll react, but I doubt it'll be all sunshine and roses. If my parents had still been here when I returned, I'm not sure how long it'd have lasted either. It's part of the unnatural way of things. We grow up, leave the nest, find love. She winks at me, and then we settle down. The words tumble out, partly in jest, but partly in earnest. Is that what I want? To settle down? Is it so wrong to crave some sort of normalcy after life being turned topsy-turvy? Grace's face falls, and she looks down at her large, half-submerged body. Malcolm, you're very sweet, but a lot's changed. I'm not sure what settling down would look like, what our home would look like. Certainly not one in the traditional sense. Good thing there's nothing about us that's traditional. Taking y'all water time. Alright, guys and gals, and we are back. Let's go ahead and jump back in, shall we? Okay. Aye, that's for sure. Her smile anchors my spirits, but my visions of our future are as unmoored as ever. Yesterday, I had imagined building a cabin by the grotto, a home on the shore we could share to bridge our two worlds. But it's beginning to sound like it'll take more than lakeside living to bridge that gap. Are you still comfortable on land, at least? Grace winces and expresses sympathy. I'm not sure. I know I can manage for short stints, but you know how my scales get when they dry out, and these flippers. She flips herself underwater, showing off her enormous legs. Not only are they awkward, but they have to carry so much more weight now, too. Whereas in the water, I feel as light as a feather. And nimble as a dolphin. Exactly. There's a whole world out here that's mine to explore. The ocean. This is my home now. We chuckled, but her words put a knot in my stomach. Any prospect of a semi-normal life has been torpedoed by Grace's latest transformation. How will we adapt? Grace must see the conflict in my eyes. Hey, don't worry. You can while away the hours on the water with me aboard the Chasing Tail. I turned back to the sky and smiled. She's right. Doesn't sound so bad, apart from one thing. We're not calling her the Chasing Tail. Show this dandy vessel some respect. Fine. She's your boat. What would you call her? Kelpie. Let's name her Kelpie, after the water horse spirit. Great idea. She'll be your Hazel of the Sea. Aye, but hopefully a little less stubborn. Actually, let me see what these names do. Chaser. How about we shorten it to just Chaser instead? I like it. It's fitting, because you'll have to sail fast to keep up with me. Oh, don't I know it. Let me see. Pridwin. Let's call her Pridwin. Goodness, Malcolm, what do you have against vowels? Pridwin is the name of the King Arthur's ship. Grace tilts her head back and thinks. Ah, brave kings, noble knights, magic and myth. Why, yes, I think we'd fit right in. You can be the Lady of the Lake. Something else. The question mark, it has a certain ring to it. Okay, I'll do the Kelpie. Aww. We laugh and she takes my hands as we float aimlessly aboard the Kelpie. I don't know if this lifestyle is what our future holds, but right here, right now, respite is welcome. It's the two of us, alone beneath the fair skies, floating in the middle of the loch. We speak of magic and marine life, family and friendship. We speak of love. My companion listens intently, interjects with a wit unmatched. Sometimes we both lay back in silence, simply watching the clouds drift by. Briefly, I forget that Grace is anything more than the bright-eyed young woman I re-encountered just a few days ago. Then, without a word, just a gentle plop, she dips beneath the loch, invisible beneath its mirror calm surface. I'm reminded that I belong above water, and she below. I sigh. What a life to be able to be so carefree. If not for Gran and her needs, I think I might like to sprout gills and join Grace in her watery adventures. Although perhaps I've already experienced enough magic for one lifetime. My thoughts drift from Gran to the chores that have piled up during my absence. A carefree life is not in the cards for me. Unlike Grace, I have no sister to run the farm in my stead. Still, the chaos of the past few years really have put things in perspective. The chores I put off don't seem as important anymore. Perhaps Grace is rubbing off on me more than I care to admit. My train of thought is broken by the sound of rhythmic splashes behind me. Someone is paddling closer, but it's not Grace. Grace doesn't use oars. Ahoy, Master Campbell! Ah, fine pocket cruiser you have here. I need to sugarcoat it, Douglas. She's seen better days. That she has. I seen you floating out here for some time. Is all well? You need a tow back to shore. His eyebrows point toward where the mast ought to be, and I'm certain he must wonder how I got out here in the first place. No, I'm well. Just out for a float. What brings you to Loch this fine day? Seeing the fishermen on the water is usually no surprise, but after this morning's close encounter with Grace, I thought for sure he'd be scared into taking shore leave for at least a day or more. Same as always, as hungry mouths to feed, over eye on me daily catch. Want to fish more active in the morning? I shut my mouth before I finished the question, already knowing the answer. Aye, well, the fish weren't cooperating this morning, Master Campbell. Bad luck and ill omens abound. It's the first time Douglas ever had a fish fight back quite so. Please, call me Malcolm. Ill omens, you say? Importance of a terrible magnitude. I warned you yesterday, lad. You shouldn't be out here. Especially not today. The loch, she'd be angry today. Grace didn't seem particularly angry. Indeed, I'm pretty sure I heard laughter echo across the loch. So what has Douglas read into Grace's confrontation? The water's been quite calm since I came out here. Not to question your sailor's intuition, but are you certain of your read? Douglas's features scrunched and smoke billows from his pipe like a churning furnace. Aye, I'm certain. The imp I spoke of yesterday, she's no mere fool or mermaid. A wee baby Vilfice she be. Come again? A baby what? How anyone could mistake a 10-foot-tall giant like Grace for a baby is beyond me. Vilfice, lad, didn't your mom regale you with tales of fair folk, spirits and beasties? Read ye birds before bedtime. Again, I have to remind myself that Douglas is about my age. He speaks so plainly, so matter of fact, that I picture him wanting this moment all his life, waiting to confirm what he's always known to be true. Part of me wants to make a jab, remind him that I haven't had time lately to worry about the fey creatures of Acton Craig while serving overseas. But I calm myself, knowing he is recently home as well. Imagine Grace and Marion having great distractions, but he needs to pick a sister, and shan't be my fair maiden. Gran told me my fair share of tall tales. Who's a storyteller in your family? All of them, Master Campbell, everyone. From a long line of believers I hail. The great-great-great-grandmom were Finn folk, so they say, a heritage we Cranachs take great pride in. That would indeed explain why our descendants are so hairy. Outlandish as it sounds, recent events inspire me to keep an open mind. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!